is the Glass Cannon Network.
Welcome back to Haunted City on the Glass Cannon Network. My name is Jared, Mrs. Doubtfire Logan, and this is the show where we play Blades in the Dark, the game by John Harper and Evil Hat Studios, available wherever fine TTRPG books are sold. With me, as always, I have my cast of stellar players: Salim, Ross, Bryant, Josephine, McAdam. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hi.
Hello.
Here we are. We're about to enter part 2 of a big round of free play where we've entered a real PvP scenario where players are trying to kill each other. I mean, it's like not just trying to defeat each other or one up each other, like murder each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, cards on the table. If someone dies today, who do you think will cry?
Probably me.
Yeah.
Abu, are you a softie? Or are you gonna like start crying a little bit?
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna really cry.
Okay, I am not, because as a GM, I am heartless and cold
Mm-hmm.
and delight in the death of PCs.
I think I'll cry if someone else dies. Yeah.
But if your character dies, you will feel nothing.
No, I will feel things. I just, feel differently. I think I watch the others as, almost as fans. So it's like if I see them die, I would be upset. Yeah.
Yeah.
I cry all the time watching shows. So
watching actual play shows?
Any shows. Any shows. I
any
connect
show
to,
at all.
Yeah. I'll watch when things happen to characters. Like, I'll watch commercials that'll sometimes get me. Like, if I'm like, if something terrible happens to someone, especially animals, I'm tearing up right away.
Yeah. Can I say something? For some reason, the show Chopped makes me scream cry the entire time it's on.
Chopped?
The cooking show?
Yeah, they're like, hello. They're like, welcome to Chopped, and I'm like, ah!
Oh my god!
It's a bunch of chefs chasing their dream.
I don't
chopping onions, Jared?
I don't. There you go. I was just teasing Joe about her saying any show makes her cry.
Okay. Well, not any.
Yeah, I might cry, but I mean, mainly I just want to ask: notice anything different about me?
Your mustache. Shit.
That's right. Only one of us took seriously the challenge from last time, where I didn't shave my upper lip for a week.
No.
So this is the middle school boy mustache that I am left with after 7 days.
Wait,
I forgot.
what did we say?
He's gonna be GM. That's it now.
Ross gets to
that's
be
right.
GM of the show.
Remember?
Oh, no, wait. It was whoever gets to a mustache first, right? They get to be the GM.
Yeah.
And if anyone else had tried, they definitely would have. I mean, come on. But it looks like I'm the only one who gave it the
Are you saying this doesn't quantify full mustache? Is that what you're trying to suggest, Jared?
That's right. That's not a mustache yet. I don't think by any yardstick is that a mustache yet. So I am still the GM
Jesus
of this
Christ.
show.
That's really deep, man.
Good
Fucking
Lord.
hell. Wow, man.
Ouch.
Oh, whoa,
God, you are heartless, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm showing up next episode. Y'all are gonna regret this bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Jared, I have to. I mean, look. I can't deny it. This is not a mustache. This is something that your teenage cousin has while he's vaping outside of a 7-Eleven.
I mean, I think it's very beautiful, man. I mean, to be honest with you, you know what's so funny? Actually, when you said, do you notice anything different? I was going to say, oh, you shaved.
That's what I was going to say. And Ross, we also know that you can grow a beautiful mustache. We've seen it before. So we know that, I mean, all joking aside, this is just one step on a journey toward a full mustache. And when you
It's a
get there, if you get there,
process.
and when you get there, if you get there first, you are the GM from then on.
They'll hold you to it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, just going back for just a second to character death, I just do want to say, all joking aside, I was joking about being cold. The thing is, when you create a character, you create an avatar of yourself, and it does weirdly hold your emotions inside of it, whether you want it to or not. Even if you're playing a stupid pickup game of D&D with your friends where you decide to be an elephant person who, like, whatever. It still holds a little kernel of you inside of it. So we will try to be careful with how we murder people today.
Yeah. I just want to say that I've got all your backs. I love you all, but
Yeah.
I will try to destroy you.
Yeah.
Right.
And I expect nothing less from you. And I hope that, and part of me hopes that, I mean, who knows what will happen? We don't know what's going to happen.
No, yeah, this is going to be hard. I'm just going to, but whew.
I was stressed
I don't think-
out after last time.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think I've ever been in a scenario like this at a game.
No, me neither.
Just
shit.
I may have shared this with you before, audience. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. But like I figured out, like, I had this like realization when one time I ran Dungeons and Dragons for a bunch of like young kids, and there was a kid who was like, he wasn't super young, he was like 11, and his character took damage, did not die, did not even take half of his hit points, took like a couple points of damage and just burst out sobbing. Just like, and I was like,
No.
yes. And I was like, I get it. It's his first time role playing. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
your character got hurt? That's fucked up.
Yeah, true. Actually, it's like closer to death, man. That's it.
Yeah, dude. So it's real. It's real. The emotions are real. I feel like I brought it down, so maybe we could joke about our buttholes for a second, or
Why the butt?
What? Why the butt, man?
I feel like it came up last week, didn't it?
Yeah, I swear it did.
Right. I thought that's what we always did on this show. Right before the camera rolls, I go, hey, guys, we'll talk about the game for like a minute, and then let's get into like butthole stuff.
Yeah, and we all agree behind the scenes, don't we? And then we pretend to disagree with you live,
Yeah.
so then we can
This
save
is-
our own face. As
Right.
This is the shtick.
yeah, that's
Abu,
it.
don't pretend like you don't have a notebook right beside your arm right there with a couple butthole anecdotes
I mean,
ready to go.
yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's way behind me. Like, that was terrible. Okay.
Well,
You're
that's why
dead now.
You're
That passed.
workshopping. You're workshopping the
Just
butthole
trying.
anecdotes. All right. Well, there we go. We lightened it up, and now let's get it dark again by saying 1,000 years ago, this was a land of beauty and magic. Then came the cataclysm that blotted out the sun and ripped open the gates to the land of the dead. The city of Doskvol is a metropolis of tenements and factories surrounded by crackling lightning barriers. Outside the city is a wasteland of the ravening undead. Inside the city is a teeming hive of scum and villainy, intrigue and corruption. Life is cheap in a city ruled by death. The sun is gone. The only thing that shines in Doskvol are the blades in the dark. And we're back. We're back in Doskvol, and a recap is in order. So last time we had a downtime. The crew was recovering from a pretty simple score. A score to silence a reporter. It went off pretty much without a hitch, even though Sawtooth was involved. And then we got into some downtime. There was some recovery that was necessary, but the most important and most dire thing that happened is that Ekphelia's long-term project to murder Juliette Belrose and to take her spirit and insert it into Valkos in order to create another vampire. The trap was finally sprung. It started with Juliette losing a bout at the Grey Cloaks fighting pit, and then it progressed with the Grey Cloaks transporting Juliette across town, where Seljak Khan and the cult of the Builder were prepared to lop off her head to add to their simulacrum that the Builder is creating, their strange flesh golem. They're going to cut off her head and add it to that, but then assist Ekphelia in transferring her spirit to Valkos. But Valkos and Juliette knew that something was, well, they didn't really know something was off with Ekphelia. They didn't know that Ekphelia would be making a move against them, but they knew that they had to destroy Ekphelia, that Ekphelia was corrupt and should not be, and was going to only bring sorrow to the world. So Valkos hired a team of vampire hunters, Tiff Taylor and Deming Fry, to keep an eye on Ekphelia. And they were present at the fighting pit when Ekphelia's plan went into action. And Valkos, Deming Fry, and Tiff Taylor took off after Ekphelia, who was in possession of Juliette's unconscious body, as they headed across town to the Basilica of the Builder. There was a carriage chase. There was a fight on the side of a building. But ultimately, Ekphelia escaped with Juliette Belrose, who is now conscious and can probably fight back, but is still in the clutches of a supernaturally strong vampire. And so I would like to set the scene now and tell, Valkos, Tiff Taylor, and Deming Fry, you're still back at where there was that big carriage crash.
Yeah.
In the middle of the street. It's caused a lot of traffic, and suddenly the street is filled with a lot of people that have come out to gawk or who can't move down the road, and it's delayed you. It has just simply delayed you. There's no way around it. Meanwhile, I believe, based on the roles that happened last time, that our friend Ekphelia has gotten very close to the Basilica of the Builder with Juliette Belrose. And so now I'm talking to Juliette and Ekphelia. If there are any more words to be exchanged, they should be exchanged now. And Juliette, you can start. Sorry, that sounds like you're about to die right now. I'm just saying, if any kind of conversation happened on the trip, because I think that toward the end, Juliette, you were sort of like talking to Ekphelia, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
so,
and I failed a roll so the next attack I have against Ekphelia has less effect already.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because Ekphelia talked about how this was all my fault. I'm the one who brought her back, and she's right.
Yeah. And all I'll say is that as Ekphelia jumps from rooftop to rooftop carrying you, and you realize that you did bring this upon yourself and Ekphelia is right, you see ahead of you a building that you recognize, and on top of it, the strange, makeshift temple that's been built out of scraps from all across the city, but actually looks beautifully. Now it looks almost finished now. You almost can't tell that it's made out of scraps of other buildings that they have scavenged. Now it's been molded, it's been sculpted into a black, shining, pointed tower that sort of clings to the building it's on like a barnacle. And you can see it shining nastily ahead of you. So you will soon be at the Basilica of the Builder. You probably didn't even know Ekphelia was taking you there.
No. Right? I don't think I knew that.
Said as much. No.
No, and so I think Juliette is clinging on to Ekphelia as well. I mean, we're jumping across rooftops, right?
Right.
And I think she's begun crying and asks, "Where are you taking me? What are you going to do?"
Yes, leaping nimbly rooftop to rooftop, cradling you in their arms. you'll have no need of tears soon. I know you're sad. I know you're frightened.
Ophelia, please, please, please don't do this.
You're confused. You're confused and frightened. Because you're too bound to all of this to let go. You're so confused and so corrupted by it. This city, this vulgar and debased life. You're clinging to it, and you can't let go. And so you want to cling to the strongest thing you see. I know that's why you're pulling away from me. It's because you're scared. Well, there's no reason to be scared anymore. I'm going to take it all away. You won't have to cling to any of this. Where day by day you grow weaker and weaker. And no matter what you achieve, and no matter what you possess, it all ends the same way. Attenuated, sickly, painful, dying. But there's a spark within you. And I'm going to pull it out. Pull it out of the flesh that's holding you back.
Ophelia, no.
And you won't
Please.
have to live anymore.
I don't
You'll
want
be better.
this. What about what I want?
You'll be better. And I'm leaping away.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Juliette, I think you realize the full
Yeah.
the full dire circumstances that you're in. So, would you like to take an action? And we'll keep in mind that you currently have less effect against Ekphelia.
Yes. Jesus. I would like to try. I'm just gonna, I guess, thrash and try to just break free, even if it's falling at this point. I know the builder. I know what that holds. I don't know the intricacies of what Ekphelia's planning, but I know that that's not a good place to be trapped in any way.
Yeah.
And so
no,
I'm
it
just
makes
going
sense.
to, I'm going to try and break free.
Okay. I think that actually, if you are breaking free from Ekphelia, then we need to do kind of a dice versus dice kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And if that's true, and we said that you have less effect, then, well, let's see how we all roll, and then we'll kind of rule how the less effect impacts that. Okay?
Okay.
So, what are you going to roll? Skirmish?
Yeah, I'm going to roll skirmish.
Okay. And Ekphelia, what would you roll?
Seems like I would also roll skirmish, yeah, if they're thrashing.
Yes, and are there any vampiric powers that are coming into play here that I should know about?
Good question. I've used so many in this free play that I'm committed to this. So I think it seems like I might not hold in reserve the power that I have if I'm this close to achieving my goal. So I may add my terrible power to perform a feat of superhuman strength to attempt to hold on to and maintain my journey over the rooftop.
Jesus.
Okay, that makes sense. So, let me see here. Your terrible power, you spend some stress, is that right?
I spend one stress and it improves the letter of the law that doesn't add a dice. It says it factors into effect, so it improves effect, but it's also It says you can run faster than a carriage, break a stone with bare hands, leap onto the roof of a building.
I already have less effect. That's going to be even... Okay.
You have less effect, and it means that Ekphelia is going to have more effect. But who knows?
You'll have more dice.
Yeah. Who knows? Like, perhaps, Josephine will roll a critical, and Ekphelia will roll poorly. Let's go ahead and let's find out. So you begin to thrash just as Ekphelia is leaping. You are just a couple buildings away from the basilica, like 2 buildings away, and then you'll be to the top of the basilica. So let us go ahead and let's roll, please. I think I'd first like to see Ekphelia roll.
Okay, so position risky.
Yeah, let's call it risky. I mean, it's a PvP, so that's not quite as important.
Yeah. Because I'm adding my power, would this be great or extreme?
Yeah, it would be. I'm going to allow great effect. Yeah,
great effect. Okay, no bonus die. Here we go. And I rolled a. Oh dear, what did I get?
A 5.
A 5. Okay, a 5 and a 3.
5 is the high die. Okay.
Pretty high. Not the highest, but...
All right.
Juliette, you begin thrashing wildly.
Yeah. I say, I'm going to say... You said you would always protect me.
Oh. A 6.
Oh, well.
High die. Now, we said that you have less effect. So, let me see. I'm going to say that means limited effect. I think that you beat Ekphelia, but you have limited effect here. So you have not completely broken free. What you have done is, you know what? I'll let you describe kind of physically what position you're in after this, and I'll tell you if you've given yourself too much effect, okay? I might say, yep, perfect, but I might say, actually, not quite.
So maybe I'm still in Ekphelia's clutches, but I've tripped her up. Like we've slowed down the advance.
Yeah, so maybe a leap from one roof to another ended up being falling short, and now Ekphelia is like trying to claw against a wall, but is sliding down it into an alleyway. Does that sound okay to you?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, I mean that sounds right, because I'm still bound, but we've slowed down the movement a bit. I feel like that seems limited. Yeah.
So on a leap, you kind of thrashed around and maybe and we would have totally careened off and fallen all the way down. But maybe the terrible power came into effect, and in one hand was able to kind of grab onto a fire escapee sort of pile, stairway ledge or something, and once again we're dangling.
And I think right there is a great time, since you've been delayed, to see how Valkos and the hunters are doing. So Valkos, you have got to somehow, you know where they're going because you asked the carriage driver.
Yeah.
So what's your move here? Are you trying to track Ekphelia specifically or go to the location?
I'm going to stab the carriage driver in the arm and essentially say to him,
of course.
Or say to him, go to the Path of Echoes and call for help. We're heading to the Basilica. Say that Valkos sent you.
That's after you stab him in the arm?
Absolutely.
Let me have an action roll.
So this is the thing. I think it's of course I would have said if you value your other arm, you will do as I say.
Right.
And so I would like to roll. It feels like a command.
Yeah.
As an obedience. Yeah. And
totally does to me.
Yeah. Would it be controlled? I guess so.
I'll let this be controlled for standard effect.
Okay. 6.
A 6. Terrified. The carriage driver clutches his bleeding arm and nods and runs off in the direction of. Well, does he know where the Path of Echoes is?
Well, I would have told him. I would have told him the location.
He's got to go all the way out to White Crown, and you're in Six Towers. But he's gonna go. He's headed there.
I would have told him to take a horse.
Okay, and he can do that as well.
Can I just point out that since podcast, they're not seeing what we're seeing. Abu only rolled 1 die, and it was a 6. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just shocking. It's just shocking. Your dice luck is insane.
I know, it's so ridiculous. So yeah, now I think I'm gonna make my way over to the Basilica. So we're gonna beeline there.
And as you are running, the hunters are behind you, and you hear Tiff Taylor go, "Oi, where are we going?"
To the Basilica. We're gonna go pay a visit to a good old friend.
And let's see how fast you get there.
Would we have any horses? Would we have any horses as well?
Well, you had a fine steed before, didn't you?
But how would the carriage have had horses, or are they gone?
No, the carriage would. I think that the gray cloak driver took one of the steeds. In Doskvol, they don't always have horses. So you had some horses from the Silver Nails before.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we know that.
I gave one away.
Yes, and in Doskvol, and this has been a huge point of contention in every Blades game I've done, but they are supposedly goats. Large goats pull a lot of the carriages. So I'm going to roll a fortune roll right now and see if you've got good horses or goats.
Goats?
Let's see. The gray cloaks are the ones that would have procured these steeds, and I'm going to roll for their tier 2. And I rolled a 5 and a 6. Oh, this carriage, Ekphelia planned carefully. This carriage has beautiful horses. So the gray cloak driver took one to get out to White Crown and warn the Path of Echoes. So there is one left.
So
then there's the one that you rode. Didn't you ride in on one?
I rode one, yeah.
That's tier 2. So you've got enough horses for you and the hunters.
Great, let's do it.
Now you've got to gallop through the city, which the city of Doskvol isn't just an open path. So I want to know what action you're using.
Finesse.
Great.
No? Would it be finesse? What is no? Actually, would it be power?
I think finesse is to ride a horse. Ride a mount.
I think finesse sounds.
It is.
Sounds wonderful to me if you want to use finesse.
Yeah.
I'm using finesse and I'm rolling 6.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we even have Abu roll anymore?
I don't know, guys.
Deming Fry is got the reins of the other horse with Tiff Taylor behind him, holding on to him. And for a second, when she puts her arms around his waist, the old man his eye twinkles for a second.
What the heck?
God damn it.
Yeah, let's zoom in on this moment. Let's let this play.
And now I'm rolling his tier, which we established is 4, and he rolled a 1, a 3, a 3, and a 1. So
wait, can I make it a group action? So then I would take a stress for their failure.
You know what? I'm gonna allow it.
Perfect.
I'm gonna allow it. So usually you have to declare that before, but I'm gonna go ahead and allow it because it feels like you were definitely leading. You were definitely leading, and it sounds like a group action. Exactly. So I'm gonna rule that. You know who arrives at the Basilica first? Valkos and Tiff Taylor and our friend Deming Fry. So as they arrive at the foot of the building, at the street level of the building that has the Basilica, I want to bring our camera back, edit back to our friends Ekphelia and Juliette, who I think have, even though you grabbed onto the side of a wall, Ekphelia, I think you do eventually end up in an alleyway. Okay.
Seems slow. Okay.
Yeah. So what do you want to do now?
I mean, to proceed, of course, and with all possible haste to my rendezvous.
Okay, great. Juliette, what do you want to do now?
I guess I'm going to... I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep talking to Ekphelia. I'm going to try to convince her not to. It's like, I feel like I tried against... like how many times are you going to try against an immovable supernatural force holding you and fail? But I wonder, like, because we use this with NPCs all the time, like, would I be able to sway Ophelia in a way?
Why don't you roll your sway, and Ekphelia, you could roll your resolve?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That
Just
sounds
roll
good.
the resolve. Yeah, I'll take it.
And not like I think she'll like stop her plans altogether, obviously, but just
To see how it sinks in.
the same way that like your words had an effect on me in my next actions. Maybe
This
I can
could
affect
inflict
you.
some sort of psychic
Psychological.
harm.
Let's do the
sort
thing
of-
where we roll first, and then we hear what you say based on the roll.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
go
love
for it.
that. Okay.
All right, so we're rolling sway, and the high die is a 5.
5 on
Okay.
my end.
Very
Let's
nice.
see how Ekphelia does on the
Just rolling a
rolls.
resolve.
High die is a 4.
Okay.
So I think you were quite effective in what you said. And what did you say, Ekphelia?
Or
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Josephine.
Yeah.
Juliette, what did you say?
All I wanted was to find you again, Ophelia, but I never wanted to hurt you. I never wanted to hurt you because you've always been precious to me. And I trusted you when you asked me to. I really did. And I'm so sorry that I brought you here, but why would you want to put me in the same fate? I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go this way. I have other plans, I promise you.
Okay. I'm going to rule, Ekphelia, that in the same way Juliette had less effect against you, you have less effect against her. However, it doesn't appear that Juliette is trying to break free of your clutches. So if both players agree, I'm going to say that Ekphelia can arrive after Valkos and the Hunters at the Basilica.
okay.
Does that work for everybody? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
And,
so...
and all through this, I'm just like, I'm not trying to harm you. I'm trying to set you free.
You
Don't
are
misunderstand
hurting
me.
me.
Don't misunderstand me. Juliette, don't misunderstand me.
look at
I don't.
You're hurting me right now.
It's just this case, this flesh. You know, I always loved you for more than this. I love you for what is inside.
If you do this, you will destroy my very soul at the same time, Ophelia.
Then what have you done to my soul? I assure you that you've only made it blossom and grow. You'll see. You'll see as I move through the city and we have arrived.
Yes, but I'm going to give Valkos the opportunity to prepare for the arrival. Well, actually, Valkos, interesting. You wouldn't necessarily know whether Ekphelia has gotten there yet or not.
No.
So, but you do get to act before they arrive. So, what do you think that you do?
I'm going to tell the hunters to wait outside while I go inside. And if they hear anything, to come in.
Yes. So the basilica is actually like on top of the building. Are you climbing up there?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna rule that you get all the way to the top before Ekphelia and Juliette arrive, and you see the Basilica of the Builder, this black, jagged tower. It looks like a talon hanging up above the city's skyline, and it is surrounded by parishioners. They are here to assist in what, or are they? Actually, are they even there? Actually, Seljak Khan, how have you prepared for this operation? I should have asked you.
Right. Yes, he's here as well. As we mentioned, Seljak had a pang of conscience about this whole affair, but the builder changed his mind. So of course, He's somewhat conflicted, but he has,
Brother, are the preparations in order?
Yes, indeed. The time is ripe. And if the penitent who comes to us today follows closely upon their hour, then soon they will make their offering to our great project.
Of course. And where would you prefer me to be, brother?
I know all too well how the spirits of chaos move with my late compatriots in the Remnant. Perhaps position yourself, secrete yourself someplace so that we shall not be interrupted if anyone seeks to impose upon our great work today.
I will stay in the shadows and strike when necessary.
The spirits are in chaos. The spirit yearns to be free. The material shall be taken and put to a higher purpose.
Indeed, brother.
So, anything else you want to tell me about, like, your physical preparations, Seljak? Like, in terms of, you know, we've established that there is a cult. Do you want them present, or is this something Seljak and Kronz are kind of doing on their own?
This seems to me like the culmination of a project of building a Fleisch golem.
Yeah.
So this is something ritualistic and profound, a ritual to which the inner circle of the cult of the Builder should be present. So yes,
at
of course.
At least to observe, if anything else, right?
So Pravda and the other members of the of the cult of the Builder are here. I want to say that, I mean, there's the Builder has created an altarpiece. There is an obsidian black altar there.
A place for chopping heads.
A place for chopping, yes. Where the capstone of Juliette Belrose may be removed and placed upon its proper pedestal.
And I rolled a fortune roll, and you have 10 cultists with you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
it is a fortuitous number. Yes.
So in addition, we can say that the Basilica, before it was kind of almost like a lean-to on top of the building, but you have been improving it. Probably the crew sheet for Seljak's cult, you've upgraded your layer a couple times. So now you have to actually go inside of this full building you've built to get to the throne we've described many times that has that body that's, all that's missing now is a head, right? This is the body the Builder has been having you build for it. And so all it is missing now is, as you put it, the capstone. But now things are about to happen, because who walks in first? Not Ekphelia with Juliette Belrose, but Valkos. And Valkos, just as you are walking into the temple, you hear from below Deming Fry go, "They're here!" Because at that moment, Ekphelia is also leaping onto the rooftop with Juliette Belrose. And now we get to watch two of our players play two characters at the same time in an action scene. Let us just do this. Let us just make sure that we hit on every character every turn. And if you think a character holds back or kind of views what's happening, just tell me that. Oh, I'm observing for a moment. But let's make sure we hit on all of them. And so I think who would have the advantage to act first here? I think it would be Valkos, because he has surprised everyone by being here. And so Valkos, you run in, You do not see Kronz, because I think Kronz has already secreted herself as requested by her brother. So you see Seljak standing there with 10 cult members. You see a body that's missing a head, and you see a altar stone that definitely looks like a place where, you know, you might remove a head. Let's also say there's just a big old axe leaning against it. And so, Valkos, what do you do?
I kind of take in my environment. I look at Seljak. Old friend. As I walk towards the altar where the head, well, I'm going to not walk towards the body, but I'm going to walk towards the altar where you're going to take off the head, the beheading stone. Mm-hmm. Something tells me that you are going to use this tonight. I'm going to ask you, as a friend, as one who was with you, and I show the tattooed sort of builder's arm. Who was this for?
Who is this for?
Yes.
Ultimately, Valkos, it is for my patron. You have been its hand, and you have withdrawn the hand. But my patron, as it comes to full potency, seeks more permanent arrangements.
And take my head. And I kind of kneel down to the altar. I grab, is the axe nearby?
Yeah, it's leaning on it.
I take the axe and I'm like, and I hold it down and I kneel down. I'm like, take my head, Seljak.
Kronz steps out. Says, brother, this was not the deal. I want that pretty head.
Okay.
And I hear that.
Yeah. No, indeed, this was not the deal. I think that this is not so much a gesture of goodwill as it is a gambit of last-minute desperation. If you wish to surrender what is left of your material to my patron, then I should hope that you would make such a bargain in good faith. Are you truly willing to surrender up all that is yourself to our great project?
The next people who walk in that door, be they the abomination that we have brought to this world. Juliette Belrose, they are to leave here safe. You are to destroy the abomination for my head.
Brother, why must she walk away
Shut
once more?
up. This is between brothers. Who are you? You came here, came and joined our crew, and then betrayed us. Khan.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just letting you know you have the option. You could ask the builder its opinion.
Right, and I think that's
And in the next couple seconds, Ekphelia is about to walk in with Juliette in her arms.
Not to deny Seljak of his agency, but is like Seljak is about spiritual freedom. So, it's like, if this is what you really want to do, then who am I to stop you? But of course, he's under the thumb of a higher power. What does the builder wish?
Are you going to use an action to find out?
Yes, all attuned.
Very good. Controlled. Actually, no, it's risky right now. It's risky for standard effect.
Right. That's...
Ooh.
I rolled the right thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're going to get a very clear idea of what the builder wants. The builder is currently like a tier 2 demon, so I'm going to do a fortune roll to see if it would accept Valkos' head in lieu of Juliette Belrose's head.
Good God.
And it tells you absolutely it will.
Oh my God. Abu.
Okay, cool.
And Seljak,
Yes.
I want you to be the one to take it.
Seljak lifts the axe.
So wait, are you touching the axe?
I will reach out and touch it, yeah.
Great, you're close enough. I'm going to use my prowl and go for a swipe at his head.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Can I also try to do something?
Oh, here we go. This is where it's about to
Kronz's.
get crazy. I'm gonna
Right,
roll
of course.
since this is all happening.
I have something that might go off also.
Okay, great.
Just to make it even crazier, Ekphelia, at that moment, you are now in the room. You are viewing this going down, and Juliette, you are here as well. So, because Valkos is the one that sprang his trap first, I think he kind of has the advantage here again, and he can go ahead and make his action roll first.
Right.
But I will allow. We've been doing roll-offs, so should we do that, or should we do like you need to resist it if he's successful? Should we do that? What do you think? I'm just asking my players how the game rules should work.
I think the roll off seems better, just because you can resist anything, resist a consequence if you have the stress, and we all have low stress, right?
So like even if you lost, you could still resist.
We could just,
Okay, that makes sense. So go ahead and Valkos, tell me what you're going to use. You said a prowl?
Yeah.
Okay, Valkos is going to kind of move quickly and trickily to smash Seljak with the axe. Is that correct?
It's gonna, go to lop off his head. So it's almost as he's close enough, it's just and that's why I'm gonna push myself and use my where is it? Not to be trifled with, physical force that verges on superhuman, because I imagine that this kind of action is gonna take a lot of strength to do. You can't lop off a head in one clean strike. We're not barbarians here.
Not at all. Yeah.
No.
And Seljak, I think I want to know what you're going to do. What are you springing right now?
It sounds like I'm if I'm just getting swung at. I tell you what, actually, if this is all supposed to go off at the moment that I touch the axe, the second I feel that like resistance, like it's gonna come, I'm going to activate my Tempest ability.
That's right.
And send a bolt of electroplasmic lightning down the shaft of the axe to electrocute Valkos.
Amazing. Kronz Khan, what are you doing?
She's like screaming, "No, brother!" And she is going to try to toss a vial of slumber essence she's been holding this whole time, which is just on. This is what I guess spiders have, or whatever she is.
Boy.
Spiders have.
Yes.
This is what I was planning the whole time. I just didn't think you were going to try and cut off my brother's head. And so I think
you're gonna throw
tosses it
slumber
at,
essence at Valkos.
Yeah.
Ekphelia, when you walk in, you see this struggle going on. What are you doing?
I see a struggle. God, yeah, I want to sedate. I want to, like, great. My plan here was to sedate Valkos with what we've been referring to as the Doskvol speedball. So I'm also trying to neutralize Valkos and get him comatose so that my plan can proceed.
So you drop Juliette and attack Valkos with a chemical?
Actually, no. If I've got Juliette, then I may put her in some danger and just get like Valkos stop and just fully hostage negotiate mode.
Okay, so you want to try to talk to Valkos.
That's right.
Okay, and Juliette, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to fight at this point. Once I see Valkos in this situation, she is gonna try and fight once more with Ekphelia.
Okay, so just to review, Valkos is attacking Seljak.
Right.
Then Seljak is attacking Valkos with magic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with attuning. Then Kronz is attacking Valkos with chemicals. Then I think we have to do Juliette's fighting to get free of Ekphelia, and then Ekphelia can start talking, okay? And we'll find out what happens with all of that when we come back from this break.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And we're back in the biggest old kerfuffle this show has ever seen. We're in the Basilica of the Builder, and it's about to go off. Valkos has just grabbed the axe that Seljak was about to use to decapitate him. And Valkos, I would like for you to roll first versus our friend Seljak. Seljak, you're going to roll, I think you said attune?
That's yeah, let's say I'm rolling a tune.
And Valkos,
Now,
you're rolling prowl.
Because I pushed myself with the not to be trifled with, what do I get?
You get... What does not to be trifled with usually get you? It allows you to do superhuman. Superhuman things. So I guess what I will say is that your role is risky for great effect, and Seljak's role is desperate because you're super strong right now for standard effect.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
here's a question, Jared.
Yes,
now, because
yes.
I haven't done a score with Seljak with the Remnant in a while, I'm not as like beefy like game mechanics wise, you know? Like I don't have as many dots and things.
Yes.
But I'm not trying to be a weasel, but could we assume?
I asked the same thing.
Could
like
we
off
assume
air.
that Seljak Khan's attune, especially his attune, has risen in the intervening time?
Well, what is his attune?
Right, it's currently at a 2.
At a 2.
Do you think it might be at a 3?
I think that it would be at a 3. So you may go ahead and add a dot to his attune. Now
that's fair, but that's all I'll ask for.
Well, let's see what happens. But I think that if everybody agrees that's fair, it makes sense. Seljak's been attuning his ass off for months and months and months. So, all right, here we go.
Okay.
Here's the roll off. Let's let him fly, boys.
Desperate, baby.
Yeah. Oh, desperate meaning you will take damage
Okay.
if you fail if he wins this.
All right, and I push.
Right.
Oh my god. So
6 versus a 5. Anybody who goes against Valkos tastes the fucking the heat. man.
What about the electricity happening?
Oh, that happened. I pushed myself and it happens. Like
No, it definitely happens. So here's what I'm going to rule. You are going to take a... Jeez, how much damage should... what kind of a harm should this be? I think it should be like a level 2 harm, at least. and it should be like axe wound. Let's call it axe wound.
To the head?
Yeah, no, not to the head, because I think that he rolled a 5, which is just one
Right.
under you.
Right.
So you don't take any damage, Valkos, but you also don't do as much damage as you would have liked. You were going in for like a killing blow, I'm sure,
Yeah.
right? So I think that, and I'm gonna rule that with a 5, you have to drop the axe. He made the electric
got it.
energy go
Now-
through that.
Okay, is it is it electroplasmic energy or electric energy?
It's electro.
It's electric. It's electric.
Oh, God.
I've done a real
Okay.
electric slide on you. It's I've unleashed a stroke of lightning as a weapon.
Okay, all right, cool. Because I was gonna say if it was anything like ghostly, then surely I could have some taste in that because I deal with ghosts all the time. I mean, I'm a ghost fighter, right?
Right. But the Tempest power specifically says that you mess with the elements.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Not the ghost field. So you have been shocked. Your hand has to drop the axe, but that very same axe is sticking out of Seljak Khan's chest right now.
Brilliant.
Right. I want to say, yeah, that like imagine like a little cloud form, like kind of hovering at the peak of the basilica, and lightning kind of coming down, like into, and it's like almost like crackling through the neck, and remember that Seljak has a always suppurating wound in his neck already,
Oh, of
so
course.
it's like open and like ichor is coming out.
Is suppurating the worst word in the English language? I submit to you. Regardless, we have Seljak not crippled, but very badly hurt.
Yeah.
And Valkos still on his feet, just unable to use the axe for a moment. And now we're going to let Kronz Khan make her attack.
Yeah, she's not good at this, but she's gonna try. I'll use finesse to throw this slumber essence onto
Okay.
Valkos.
So Valkos, I don't think that this is a case where you can hurt Kronz in this moment, but you could be possibly aware and sort of dodging Kronz's attack,
Yes,
right?
I think
So
I would.
What action would you use for that?
Finesse as well.
That makes sense. And Kronz, what are you using?
It has to be finesse. But I'm gonna push
finesse
myself for an
versus
extra
finesse.
die. She hasn't leveled up at all either, you know? What are we
You
what
guys.
are we gonna say here?
She's a spider, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a spider to me seems like they wouldn't necessarily level up their finesse.
Yeah.
Be more like
You know what
sway
I
and
mean?
consort.
Yeah, sway.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let us go with Kronz's original. Also, Kronz has seen less play than almost all these other characters.
It's true.
And I just want to also say about the Cult of the Builder that they gave themselves over fully to a extra dimensional entity and allowed it
Yeah.
to rule and control their lives. Therefore, they're not earning as much XP.
No, I
right.
think if she had leveled up, it would be in the sort of like command thing, because I think she's been on the people-facing side of things for the. But okay,
That makes total sense. And remember that there are 10 parishioners of the Builder here. But
Yeah.
right now, we're going to throw that slumber powder using finesse. Valkos is going to roll finesse to kind of roll out of the way of it.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
If I'm in my not to be trifled with phase, does that also mean I get great effect in this?
Well, that's an interesting question. Let us look at not to be trifled with in detail and try to apply it to a situation it was never meant for. All right. You can perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman, engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat. Physical force.
Okay,
This is
so
like
technically this is dodging. So this would be more dexterity rather than force.
I would
Okay,
agree.
Cool. All right,
Okay.
then that's fine. So it'll be standard.
can she still push herself for a die?
She certainly can. And so
All right.
let us say that Kronz, oh, that's okay. Did you already roll? Don't tell us what
Yeah.
you did yet.
I won't.
So Kronz, yours is it's not even risky. It's because no one's on top of you right now. It's controlled for standard effect. Valkos, yours is risky for standard effect.
Okay.
And go ahead and roll Valkos.
6, baby.
Oh my God!
He has not rolled under a 6 this entire session.
Oh my God.
The slumber powder smashes to the ground near Valkos as he deftly slides under it before it is able to make contact with him. And now we go to Juliette.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna fight it. As I'm fighting Ophelia, I say, let me speak to him. I'll get rid of him. Just let me go.
Okay. So
and
you
I want
are
to skirmish.
You want to skirmish your way out of Ekphelia's arms. Ekphelia, you are going to attempt to keep Juliette.
Of course.
Okay, so I want to know what you're going to roll.
Okay. Yeah, I am gonna roll something cool and powerful.
Oh no!
It's gonna
No!
That
I
will
think
ensure success. I'm. It seems like skirmish is the one that makes the most sense, right?
Okay, yeah, it does, yeah.
Or yeah. Yeah.
Okay, skirmish, and you both are rolling skirmish. Shall we do it?
Yeah. What position should we do?
Yes, thank you. I think that you are both roughly on the same footing now. Ekphelia has activated her power, their power. So
Ekphelia has less effect for this roll.
Oh, that's right. So Ekphelia, so you guys are on the same footing because normally Ekphelia would have their superpowers activated, right? Their terrible power activated. So both of you are risky for standard effect, and the consequence to the person who loses is that they will take a level 1 harm.
Okay. And all right, here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
I got a 4. No!
Ekphelia's high roll is a 6
I got a
over
6.
Juliette's high roll of 4. And so, Ekphelia, you have to kind of like wrench Juliette's arm to keep Juliette under control. And you were able to do that. However, that is the moment when suddenly Deming Fry and Tiff Taylor burst into the back of the basilica. And Deming Fry is holding some kind of hose that looks like it's connected to like a bagpipe. And the air in front of the hose is sort of kind of blurry. And Ekphelia and Juliette can feel heat coming off of the hose. And Deming Fry says, "The third vanquishment, breath of the salamander," and points it at. But unfortunately, you still have Juliette hostage.
Very much so.
Tiff Taylor is holding a religious symbol of the Church of Ecstasy, which definitely does nothing to vampires. And also has in her hand a wooden stake, which also, in this mythology, does nothing special to vampires. At least based on the strictures that you have, it does nothing. So,
what damage
But remember
did I take?
that I have not yet acted.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
And you can act in a second.
Cool.
You take 1 level damage, and we're gonna call that. Oh, geez. It's your arm has been wrenched. So what is
Twisted
that?
arm.
Twisted
Sprained.
arm.
Like sprained? Or
So I like twisted arm a lot. So
Okay.
things you do with your arms are gonna be hurt
Less
by
effect.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, less effect. Okay.
Sorry.
great.
Let's beat each other up.
Don't worry, you won't need
Ekphelia,
the arm soon when you don't have a head.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Don't worry.
Ekphelia, you haven't acted yet. You were going to talk to Valkos, but now you may have changed your tack. What would you
Well,
like
now
to do?
I have these two fools behind me. So it seems like now I've got to just kind of take command of this situation and remind everyone that they shouldn't do anything foolish while someone's life hangs in the balance. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I've got Juliette, and they shouldn't do anything if they don't want something bad to happen. So I think I'm going to sway the crowd.
Can I assist in...
Huh?
I know. I want to assist Ekphelia in looking at Valkos and say, Valkos, just go, please. Just go. I want to be here.
Juliette is assisting Ekphelia. This is so sad and strange. Ekphelia, what is your goal with your sway? What are you trying to have happen when you're done with it if you're successful?
I'm looking at Valkos like wielding this axe. I've got this guy with a flame bagpipe behind me. I want everybody to put their weapons down and step back.
Okay, so if you succeed, everybody will put their weapons down and step back. All right? Valkos, you can roll to resist that. So what do you think you would roll? Resist is a specific term in this game. What do you think you would roll? What action to just not listen to Ekphelia's sway? Or would you allow the sway to work if Ekphelia is successful?
I think... I think I'd roll my resolve, right?
Why don't we see how Ekphelia's sway goes, and if you don't want to go along with it, you can roll your resolve.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Sure.
Okay. So here we go, Ekphelia. I'm gonna call this desperate, because if you fail, there will be no more attempts at parley.
It's limited effect as well, right?
Well,
No, that was the last roll. Sorry, my bad.
that was the last roll. No problem. So if you fail at this, there's no more diplomacy. Okay, there's no more step down. It becomes a full fight for survival for every character. Okay, that is why it's desperate.
Great.
And your effect will be limited, and by that I mean for one round everybody will pause, but it's not gonna make everybody put down their arms for any extended length of time.
May I bump it up to standard effect if we're in free play, but if I tick off an unusual weapon on my loadout, and my needle-like stiletto blade is now under the chin of Juliette Belrose?
You just want to use equipment to up it to standard, eh?
Yeah. Right?
No, I want I want you to push, push for effect if you want it to go up to standard.
Sail.
They already know that you are a
Yeah.
dangerous weapon.
Right.
Adding a knife isn't going to make them,
No sail. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, the
4.
highest roll is a 4.
A 4 and a 2.
Not
I think
great.
everybody pauses long enough for Ekphelia to take another action unless Valkos would like to resist that.
I'm going to
Did you
resist
add
it.
the die from my assist?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
Can
no,
I
you
just
didn't?
roll one
Okay.
more?
Oh, roll one more, sure.
I'm just going to roll 1d6. Also a 4.
Okay.
So, highest is a 4.
Valkos, you can you are going to take 6 stress to resist this, and then you roll your resolve
Yeah.
to take that stress down.
God, is this worth it?
Oh my god, I know.
Shit.
I'm like hanging by a thread.
Well, you got to think. I mean, this would create an enormous amount of stress. Like,
Yes, it
you
could,
know,
and it could knock me out of the fight.
your best friend in the world, a vampire, has her, at the throat. Is at her throat.
Okay, you know what? I'm not going to resist. I'm going to stop for that. I'm going to pause for that turn.
All right,
Valkos,
so
please just leave. Just leave.
all right, so everybody is paused, waiting for Ekphelia to decide what happens next, and that means I'm going to allow Ekphelia to take an action, and nobody else acts this round. Ekphelia, you have made everybody stop for at least a round here.
Wait, what about Juliette?
Juliette, either. Everybody, that successful sway means, talking is fine. Just nobody can be like, I karate kick him in the head. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. So Ekphelia, you're deciding the conversation now. Your sway was successful. What do you do?
Okay, I want to come. I want to continue. Just jam this plan forward. It's like, Valkos, if you make one more move, she dies. Do you understand? I won't hesitate. You might get to me, but not before I get to her. And you, not even deigning to make eye contact with him. If you burn me, you scorch her. Burn her to ashes. And I don't think you want that on your conscience. So let's everybody step back. Shall we? Let's have more reasonable heads prevail. And I'm going to move forward with Juliette. And I am going to nod at the occultist in the Ring of 10 who is holding an incense censer that full of the drugs that I collected. Let's get some of that in the air, shall we?
Oh God, yeah, this was part of your plan. So is this the Doskvol speedball?
Yeah, man. It's a trance powder, baby.
So, but I didn't know it was in censer form, incense form. So does
Makes
that
sense
mean?
to me, right?
Sure.
In
We
this
never
ritual
established that.
space.
I
Wouldn't
assume
that
some
knock
sort of.
everyone out?
I mean,
Yeah.
I want to focus it. I want to focus it. It was for Valkos.
Well, it doesn't knock you. It just puts you in a blissful state.
Yeah, but I was mixing it with something else as well.
Oh Jesus.
The plan, such as it existed in Ekphelia's mind, is obviously not this. The plan was in a much more controlled. I was planning to have this head off. Valkos come in, waft of smoke goes off, takes him out. But now we're going to have to do it on the fly. But an incense censer doesn't just waft it into the air, will he, nil he. You sort of swing it and it lets off puffs of incense. If you've ever been to a Catholic church or a high Anglican church,
Who hasn't been to a high Anglican
Who
church?
hasn't? Who hasn't been to a smells and bells ceremony? Yeah, it is more targeted than you might think.
Very good. So I'm going to rule that with your action, you have positioned Juliette at the altar, right? You moved forward and you were able to do that. So Juliette is
Is he gonna let go of me though, or is he gonna stay with me?
I'm
like-
not let go yet.
No one has let go. You are still physically restrained, and you are now at the altar, and you have made a gesture to one of the parishioners of the builder there to use the chemical trap that you planned ahead of time. And so in this next round, that will go off, okay? And I'm not going to make you roll to command him or anything like that, because I think that you set this up, you had a long-term project, it went off. This is ready to go. So, let's start again, and I think that this time we'll have that cultist go first, because that's whom you have just activated. And then I think we will have Ekphelia go again, because Ekphelia kind of set the tone here and kind of got in control of the situation with their sway. And then we will allow Valkos to go, and then Seljak, Kronz, and the hunters, because I can tell you that. What? Go ahead.
Can Juliette go before the hunters? She just wants to speak.
Juliette can speak right now.
Well, it'll have an action involved in the.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Why doesn't Juliette go right after Ekphelia? And
Okay.
I'm basing this just on. I'm basing. You know what? I don't even know why I'm trying to make like a initiative order because you guys are gonna blow it up in a second. But let's just kind of see. I'm just trying to organize this a little bit so everybody remembers everybody involved here. The hunters, Deming Fry specifically looks at Valkos and is like, "What is the move, employer?" And so that's on your docket to resolve it as in addition to anything else you do, because he's waiting for your signal, Valkos. Okay, the cultist is going to attack Valkos with the sensor of chemicals.
Do I see that coming?
You do, because he nodded. You saw Ekphelia kind of nod to him, and the guy's coming at you. What are you going to use? He's going to roll his tier.
I'm going to use skirmish.
Okay, great. Let's do it. Are you ready?
Yeah. Am I in what position?
You are in a risky position for standard effect. So if you succeed, you will just avoid it. You won't like destroy it or knock him out or anything.
This is okay. So I guess my action here, if it's skirmish, is to tackle. First of all, how long does the not to be trifled with last for? Is it a round or is it like for the battle?
I'm gonna rule that it's still happening. And
Okay.
if something happens that makes it seem like it would go away, I'll rule that has happened. The
So
same
then
goes for your terrible power, Ekphelia.
Ooh.
Okay, so what I'll do then is, I think if I see him coming for me, I don't think I'll go towards it. I think I'd go to finesse and kind of dodge it, right?
That makes sense.
So yeah, I'd finesse it.
Okay, if you fail this, you are going to be...
Holy shit.
What the hell, man?
Abu just rolled the number of the beast.
Well,
Six.
The
Holy
cultist,
shit.
the cultist rolled a 6-2, but it doesn't beat Valkos's triple critical.
Oh my god. Valkos
What
punches
are
him and he
you
turns
doing?
to dust.
How?
Valkos.
Oh my god.
You don't have to just dodge. You can do something to him.
Oh my
Right.
god.
I think as I see this thing come to me, I'm like, and I heard this speech from Ekphelia. I guess I kind of shake out of my, my sense of like, this is stupid and go, I never liked you. And I sort of, as I see it come for me, I take I'm going to use, this is now my weapon. This is my toy. And I'm going to swing it and just kind of, because it isn't a skirmish, I'm going to just disarm him and kind of waft it back at him. And then now I'm kind of spinning it, going towards Ekphelia.
Okay, so you immediately wrench it from the cultist's grasp, spin it into his face, and he goes into like a blissful like trance as you advance on Ekphelia. But you're not next. It is Ekphelia's turn and Juliette's kind of turn too. So, Ekphelia, what are you going to do when you see this happen?
Jesus. I mean, a triple six. 3-6 mafia. That's a blow to my plan. It's all gone sideways now. I mean, I hate to do something terrible, but like,
Do something terrible.
You backed me into a corner. You're coming for me. You've wrenched it out of the hands. No matter how I move against you, your strength always prevails. Even when I was alive, the strong were always pushing me down, pushing me around, making things blow up in my face. And we, the two of us who lived by our wits and our mind, were always oppressed by the strong. And even now the strong are trying to take everything from me. Well, you won't take this. And I plunge my blade into Juliette's nose, up into her fucking brain, and lobotomize her.
Okay. Juliette, what would you like to do?
Sorry.
No, it's what you promised would happen if he didn't back down.
Fuck.
I'm a monster. And don't worry,
say that
the spirit will be free.
Were we kind of going at the same time?
That's right.
So it doesn't go off automatically.
I mean,
what are you doing?
in general, if a character's
Yeah.
affecting another character, I'm allowing a roll-off.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about what I was planning to. God. Okay.
Like you can react. What I'm saying is, you can react to this, Juliette, and then have an action.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try just to not get stabbed in the
Fucking
brain.
stabbed in the brain.
And so, with like whatever good arm I have, I'm gonna try to just
Remember what I
Disarm.
taught you.
Okay. The only problem is, I did say that our friend
I have a twisted
Ekphelia
arm.
still has terrible power, and that you have a twisted arm.
Yeah.
And I think keeping a knife from your face is something that would be affected by a twisted arm.
Yeah. I'm gonna be pushing myself.
I think you need to push yourself to get limited effect.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll, guys.
Does limited, if I succeed, still mean I wouldn't die in this moment?
Exactly.
Okay.
Limited, let me tell you what limited means. If you succeed, you're like holding the knife, barely holding it from getting you, okay? That's if you succeed.
If I succeed.
All right? If you completely fail, this will be the most tragic and violent thing that's ever happened in a game that I've run. Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna assist. I'm gonna, as I see this, I can see the rage and I can see the anger. And so what I do is I just keep spinning this thing, and I kind of do like a what are they called? Like a flail, in a way.
Yeah.
And I just go to throw it towards Ekphelia.
How much
So-
stress do you have left, Valkos?
I've got like 2 left.
Okay, well, spend 1 because you're
Three,
aiding.
but now I've got 2. But yeah.
Okay, you're aiding Juliette, and it makes sense. Like, Ekphelia's got to watch you on one end, and the hunters behind her, and Juliette. So there's a lot going on. Here we go. I want you both to roll.
Oh my god. Okay. This is.
Yes.
Here we go. Here we go. Hold, please.
Okay, I'm holding, but.
Oh god. No.
A critical for Juliette Belrose, and so Juliette Belrose, I'm gonna say it's more than limited effect. It's standard effect.
Okay.
Because you got a critical. So, what do you want to happen here? And I'll tell you if it's too much. But what do you think happens?
Well, my intention, if it was going to be standard, was to disarm. So, in fairness, I would like to just disarm.
Done.
Ekphelia.
So you are able to take the knife away, and do you keep it?
I throw it towards Valkos, if anything.
Okay, you throw it toward Valkos's feet. Valkos he's using a sensor as a flail right now, but you throw the knife toward Valkos's feet, and Ekphelia is now unarmed, and now I will allow Juliette Belrose an action.
I look towards the hunter, and I say, whatever it takes to rid us of this monster. Whatever it takes.
Oh, what the fuck?
And I want to sway him.
Okay, very good. Give me a sway roll. It is It is controlled for standard effect.
Five.
Success with a consequence, and I know what the consequence is going to be. And you see him like get a steely gaze in his eye and lift his like weird flamethrower and point it at you and Ekphelia. And now it is Valkos' turn. Valkos, keep in mind the hunters just asked you what to do, but it looks like Juliette has taken that off your hands for now.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm going to... So I've still got... Have I still got the essence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it at Khan.
Seljak? Okay.
That might be smart, because I was about to remind you that Khan and Kronz are still yet to go.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it at the Khans. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of turn it and just go and throw it towards them. And I know that's an action, because I'm going to try... My next action would be to try and stop the bloody hunter, but here we go. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to use my finesse to... Now, again, would it be... Because I'm doing something, a force of strength, would it be a great effect?
Yeah, I'm gonna allow it. So because you are tossing something hard against people. So I'm gonna say it'll be great.
Which of the cons?
If you get here's what I'll say. If you get a 6 Valkos, you get them both. If you get a 4 or 5, you only get one of them.
Okay.
And then of course you can fail, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And they can both. Well, okay. So you already rolled. No, it's okay. You already rolled. 5 is the high number. So both of the cons can try to evade this attack.
Okay.
Okay.
Or they can accept that he can pick one of them and they can roll resist. They can just take the stress and resist it.
No, I'm gonna go for both.
Okay.
Oh no, you already missed one of them. You got it. You rolled a 5. So. Here, I'll do a fortune die to find out which one gets it.
Okay, cool.
That's a good idea. And it looks like they both were... Okay. Oh my god, they're rolling the same thing over and over. 1 second. There we go. Seljak Khan is taking it.
Okay.
Seljak, who just had an axe in the chest, now has a sensor full of drugs hitting him in the face.
It's just a nice day.
Yeah.
So can Seljak dodge or?
Absolutely. Seljak, what are you going to, do you want to roll off or do you want to just resist the consequence?
I'm going to, I'll try to roll off, I guess. I might try to finesse my way out of the way
Would
of
it be with one less die because of the level 2 harm?
Absolutely. I'd take one less die.
Yep. Okay.
So I'd just be rolling 1 dice.
Okay, here we go. You got to roll a 5 or a 6.
In that case, if I played a technical advantage, I might just resist the...
Yeah, man, you've got no stress.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm too blessed to be stressed at the moment by the builder. So
Yes.
I'm gonna instead resist the consequence.
Yeah.
Great, and what attribute are you using to resist?
To resist, you have to roll the most apropos, right? So I think I'm trying to...
Oh, right, yeah.
If rolling prowess, if I'm diving out of the way, maybe insight if I'm trying to like see through be affected by the drugs but maintain control of my senses.
Would it be insight or would it be resolve though? Because resolve is like resist mental strain or
I might roll resolve just because I think that's kind of cooler.
I think it's cool too. Go ahead and roll. So you take 6 stress, but then reduce it by your resolve.
The highest was a 3, so I got 3 stress from that. So you see the sensor come and like beam off of Seljak, and this miasmic vapor comes out, and you see it like inhaled both through the nostrils and somehow through the wound in the neck. It goes in both. And Seljak,
you're talking about the suppurating wound,
yes, the
right?
suppurating like weeping sore that's always kind of underneath the chitinous garb that the builder has woven around Seljak.
Seljak is a goddamn Cenobite.
He's looking like a dang old Cenobite, y'all. He's seen things. He's an explorer in the further reaches of experience. Here's what I want. The vapor goes into him, and you see him like kind of almost fall into a swoon, and then catch himself. And his eyes are shut when he stands up, and they open, and they're just white. and you can see that his eyes are just kind of rolled back in his head. And his body is asleep, but his potent spirit,
oh my god,
is holding it erect, and he is somehow just like puppeting himself.
Oh my god,
seeing through the ghost field and still animate somehow with this feat of stress.
And it's his turn to act.
Cool. That's cool. I like that. And with that, I will say, the deal falls apart. So now we must call upon a higher power. Subdue them. And he will attune with the builder and have his friend attempt to subdue Valkos.
Okay, very good.
So he will make an attune roll or would that be a command roll to attempt to receive a boon from the builder?
Do you think it's a good idea to command the builder?
No, sir, I don't. I think it's a request, of course.
I'll put it to you this way. If you successfully command, it's a higher risk roll to command the builder.
It's also
risk.
not. I have no dots in command.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe you were using the lowercase command, and you. Yeah. You can attune. You can attune.
Great.
Again, would it be with one less die?
For the, I guess, for the neck wound, perhaps.
What did you take? Axe wound, right?
An axe wound.
What an
I
axe
got a gnarly
wound
ass axe wound.
No, you know what? The closer
It
you
would, right?
No,
it doesn't really affect.
Contacting the ghost
it's
field.
Any physical act, yeah.
It's easier to contact the ghost field when you're near death.
Don't you understand, Valkos? Pain is a gate through which one may behold such wonders. As his eyes are like just cloudy. He attunes with the builder to attempt to get some divine intervention onto the scene. And wouldn't you know it, he rolls a critical success.
Oh my god.
Why are all these criticals happening now?
Seriously, what?
Suddenly the basilica itself comes to life, and various pieces of it are, remember the builder's tendrils tend to follow right angles. And so now pieces of the basilica are starting to stretch out and build like frameworks and geometric shapes that are reaching out from every angle toward all of the participants in this battle. And so we will find out what happens with that, because it took this round to awaken, to stir the builder. So the builder will only do that this round. Kronz Khan, you may act now.
Oh, Jesus, Kronz. Right. So would we agree that she probably would have gotten like a point in command in this time? Like I feel like in the socials.
Yes, we agree.
She is going to command the other, I guess, 9, since one has been is in a trance. She's going to tell them, restrain him, go! And she's pointing at Valkos.
Great. All right, so you're telling the cultists, right?
Yes, the cultists, yeah.
Okay.
That are milling about.
The only thing that's messing with you here is how much is going on, how many things are going on all at once. And even the cultists, although they're used to the builder, they may be in awe of its might and majesty when it starts acting. So go ahead and give me that command roll, and I'm going to say it's risky. And if you fail, the reason it's risky is if you fail, you're going to lose a number of cultists who just start weeping, praying, falling to their knees, bowing to the builder. And if you succeed, they will all do as you say and restrain Valkos.
Okay. Standard effect?
That's right. Success with a consequence. So the success with a consequence, what is the consequence exactly? The consequence is going to be...
The consequence? Huh.
The consequence for that 5 will be that they are going to try to restrain Valkos, but they're going to have less effect because they are so distracted by everything that's going on, and they have been conditioned to do as Kronz says, but when she's not in the room, they complain about her.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's not the best middle manager in a cult.
Right.
Okay. It's now the hunter's turn to go. And the first thing that happens is that Tier 1 Tiff Taylor jumps into the fray and tries to pull Juliette out of Ekphelia's clutches. Basically, like, diving to push Juliette out of the way.
Cool.
Ekphelia can resist this.
Heroic. Okay, and this would be, and I would resist this with my own action roll?
Yes.
Finesse.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Ready.
Do you want to push or anything like that?
No.
I'm rolling Tiff's tier.
Okay, here we go.
Heroic, but tier 1.
Oh, I rolled a 3.
Tiff rolled a 1. So, Tiff is now trying to pull Juliette away, but you guys are just kind of involved in like an awkward, clumsy, like, you know, pile, like as you're like all like fighting with each other. And that's when Deming Fry goes, "I'm sorry. It must be done." And unleashes a gout of not flame, fiery hot plasma that sprays out of this, what did he call it, the tongue of the salamander or something like that? Fiery, it's basically like hot magma, sprays out toward the 3 of you. This is a level 3 harm. A level 4 hunter can throw a level 3 harm at you. All of you can now roll something to not get hit by this level 3 harm. What are you going to roll? If you succeed with a consequence, you are going to take a level 2 harm. Okay? Tiff is going to roll her tier. I'm going to go ahead and roll and see how she does. Okay.
Do we have to roll an action, or do we have to resist?
An action, and if you fail, you could still resist.
Okay. God, but it's so hard because I don't have anything on me. Is there like an act of God? We're not in a score. I can't
like
flashback.
A devil's bargain.
I can't that I would have some.
It's so tough
item
because,
on me.
I mean, John Harper, if you're out there, I know we're way off the map, and
I know, right?
I love that your game is so strong that we can mess with it like this. So
yeah,
we're not in a score. We're in free play, and scores are generally when you use flashbacks.
Yeah.
Should I allow you to do a flashback now? I don't know. Did I allow it before?
No, let's not. I don't know that this was going to happen. I don't know that we've established we didn't know this was going to happen. And flashbacks are for
that's right.
Always being prepared.
You could push.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Could I
you could push yourself.
Could I use Tinker in this instance to have a working knowledge of how this is going to work and how best to protect myself and maneuver out of this?
Now that is clever. You can use any action to do anything in Blades in the Dark, and that is a clever use of that. So once again, we are showing off the robustness of the system. Yes, you may. You may do that.
Okay.
And let's see, Ekphelia, what are you going to do?
I am going to leap out of the way of the gout.
Right, okay, using what action?
Using prowl, which is for jumping, I think.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. Here we go. Everybody
If
roll.
Ekphelia succeeds, do I succeed? Is she holding me?
That sounds like I might be letting you go at this moment.
Well, everybody was involved. Everybody was involved in a big pile up there.
That's
so
true.
I'd say that even though Tiff failed, the fact that this like gout of plasma is coming at you, I think everybody is
Yeah.
a free agent for this role. Okay, so you are not in Ekphelia's clutches, restrained and unable to move. Everybody roll.
I'm gonna push myself for an extra die.
Here we
Is
go.
this standard effect?
Yes.
Okay, am I still under the effect of terrible power, would you say?
I would agree that you are.
So that would improve my effect.
Okay. You get great effect. You won't even.
Oh, I should have less effect, probably because of my twisted arm.
Would
Or-
you? You're tinkering in this case.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay.
I don't know. It means you're using your smarts somehow.
Shit!
Oh my god.
I failed my roll. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the highest die.
Juliette, will you please roll as well?
She has.
I got a 5.
Okay. Here's what happens. Juliette and Tiff Taylor take level 2 harms. Plasma burn. It hurts so bad. It's like a 3rd degree burn. Like you are. Is that the bad one or 1st degree? I think it's the 3rd.
Third.
3rd is the bad one. You're here. Let's see what part of Tiff Taylor's body is burned. If it's a 6, it's the face. If it's 1, it's like a foot or a hand. It's a 4, so I'm gonna say like her shoulder and part of her torso, like the clothes instantly turn to ash, and there's a big, horrifying brown burn on her chest as she screams and falls to her knees and takes a level 2 harm. And Juliette, roll 1 die.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll my study.
A 1. So Juliette, I don't know what you knew about this plasma. Maybe you knew that it like tends to like, maybe it's something like that it tends to like, because it's heat, it tends to fly upward a little bit, and you got really low,
And I jumped.
Yeah. But regardless, you know what since you rolled a 1, which I say is the like least worst type of, you take, okay, so you still take a level 2 harm. But really what it does is it burns off your hair.
Wow.
The eyebrows, hold on.
Yeah, and your eyebrows. So you are completely. So I want you to take the level 2
Is this
harm.
going to affect my social roles?
Yes,
That sounds kind of cool to me. I think you look rad.
Brilliant.
but now I've completely. Okay, now let's get to the real interesting part. Ekphelia rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3. I said it was a level 3 harm, and a level 3 harm always takes you out of the score. It takes you out of this free play too.
This is a fatal harm?
This is no, a level 4 harm would be a fatal harm.
Okay.
But a level 3 harm takes you out for the remainder of the scene or the score. So the plasma smacks Ekphelia right in the center of their chest. Flames blast up out of Ekphelia's clothes,
And
hair.
yeah. Horrible screaming. And as this screaming is happening, Ekphelia is changing, having received this harm. And you're seeing like the face elongate, the eyes kind of shift aside, long, jagged teeth fill the jaw, which seems to unhinge like a snake's as it's like bellowing in pain and burning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Level 3 harm. Burned.
Level 3 harm. Ekphelia is now out of the combat.
Well, they're incapacitated.
Incapacitated,
But
out of the combat.
rules for vampires are a little bit different, just so you know. But yeah, you're seeing.
Whoa, what is it?
What is the rule?
Well, burning, crispifying, and you're seeing now something that's looking more and more like the husk of a weird, like kind of half human, half insectoid thing, kind of like crumpling up there on the floor of the basilica. And then that's what's happening.
But I just want to know to make sure I run it right. Are you are incapacitated, right?
If I suffer fatal harm and are incapacitated, I can push myself in order to take an action and feed.
What?
But that's only if I push myself.
Okay. All right, the hunters have gone. Now I'm gonna say what happens next. Okay, I think the builder now gets to do things because
Oh, shit.
the builder moves pretty quickly, as we all know. So the builder. What would the builder's goal be? I think I know what the builder's goal would be. Let me just start there. I'm not going to make a whole list this time. I'm also going to say we're pretty close to the end of our session. And we've spent some time on this. So I kind of want to resolve
Great.
this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think
everything
is right.
Yeah, Ekphelia is like completely is incapacitated.
Yeah.
With just like the barest ember of essence still clinging to this body.
I guess it's whether we can get out of this church or not, right? Whether we can escape the builder as well.
That's right. And the first thing the builder does is its tendrils reach out to grab Juliette Belrose, the missing piece to its body that it is building. Juliette is its goal. The thing that it wants is Juliette, and it is going to roll to grab and restrain Juliette. So, Juliette, what do you do?
Can I try to skirmish
Yeah,
my
sounds
way
good.
out of it?
Ready? Mm-hmm. Roll away.
A 3 is the highest.
Unsuccessful, but get this. 3 is the highest for the builder. So,
What?
Double fails.
I don't know what it is. Juliette
Double
is...
fails.
Yeah, it's unable to get a good purchase on you. It's unable to get a good grasp on you.
Maybe because it's still her. I still have a level 2 harm. Maybe because I'm just like like moving around with this pain.
Yeah, I think that for whatever reason, the builder's little geometric tendrils haven't gotten to you yet. And now I'm gonna let the cultists go. And the cultists, there are a lot of them. But let's see how many are able to get to Valkos this turn. 5 of them, so half of them. But Valkos currently has not to be trifled with.
Yeah.
So Valkos can take on an entire group of cultists all at once. So Valkos, they are all trying to restrain you right now, and they are rolling to do that. And what are you gonna roll?
Skirmish.
Okay, here we go.
6, baby.
Yeah.
Their high roll is also a 6.
Oh,
Their second highest roll is let's go with this. So Valkos, they haven't restrained you yet, but you also haven't escaped them or taken them out. Okay? So that fight is going on, but now I'm going to allow Valkos to do something.
I am going to deftly try and help Juliette and go to escape.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
I probably would have. I didn't have an actual action. I probably would just be running towards Valkos.
Okay, great. Why don't you guys both roll to, like, get out of the building?
Okay. Let's do a group action.
Okay.
That
Now-
sounds good.
This feels like a skirmish because we are
To
literally
fight your way out?
fighting our way out.
I'll allow it.
So I'll lead the skirmish. Or do you want to lead it? I mean, how much stress have you got?
I can take 2 more stress and still be
same.
okay.
So, okay.
Well, but I can take 2 and still be fine. The question is this target, like, is this the church? Is this Seljak? Is this the Kronz? Is this, like, someone that I have, okay, intimate can be described differently, but, like, close relationship with?
Yeah, it's me. We're both
Well,
working to get out.
Yeah, but I'm not fighting against you. This is versus,
It's a form- it's a former ally.
You're fighting against. I mean, yeah.
versus a
technically.
former ally.
Yeah.
So you're asking if you can get, what do you get for that? Plus
Plus
one
one
die?
die, yeah.
And you're asking if you can get, but you're escaping. You're not attacking them, right?
No, but it's doing an action against
Versus
them, right? Yeah,
You're
versus
fighting
them.
your way out. Yeah, you know what? Because you chose skirmish, I'll allow the extra die. You're fighting your way out past, people that
I'll-
you used to be teammates with.
I'll lead it, sure.
Okay.
No, I think it makes sense that Valkos would lead it, roleplay wise.
All right. Cool. I'll do it then. Can you assist me then?
No, she can't assist if it's a group action, I don't think.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Cool. So I'll just roll my
We got this.
risky. Or is it desperate? What are we doing?
It's desperate because if you fail, you're going to take some harm.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, standard because we're running away. We're not. Oh no! But technically we're fighting, right? Yeah. So would it be great effect?
I will say desperate for great effect, meaning if you succeed, you guys get out.
All right, baby.
I rolled a 6, baby.
And I got a 5. So as a group action, you take the highest roll, right?
Yeah.
That's right. So Valkos and Juliette just skirmish their way out of there. So they're just fighting tooth and nail to get out of there. And they break their way free, and they're out onto the rooftop now, outside of the temple. Well done. And now I'm going to say that
Seljak and
Seljak
Kronz, right?
can go. Yeah, Seljak, what would you like to do?
All right. Look, you say you want to wrap this up?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the geometric tendrils of the builder kind of like are building their lattice work all around. And Seljak's like walking, like holding his neck, eyes white, just a puppet of himself held aloft by spirit. And his unseeing eyes like look down at the crumpled body on the floor. Like, it is quite strange how potent and forceful a spirit can be when it seeks to continue its tendency within this rude flesh. The spark of Juliette Belrose flames on, her head still a pinnacle upon her frame. The robust Valkos, still a conflagration within him. And you, who it seems are already used to molding your flesh,
Oh, fuck off.
changing its shape. And yet is there not still some strange tendency within you? Perhaps there can be some consummation of our bargain after all. And there can be some material in this bargain which it seems, Mr. Wothy, or should I call you by some other name, you thought was so fluid, and so one-sided as to evoke my patron. And he's maybe unrolling something and bringing out little arcane implements, and just one eye on this burned body is like shifting around desperately. It's like, perhaps it is your head that should be added to our great labors. And I'm like a consecrated blade comes out. It's like, what do you say, sister? Do you not find this an efficacious summation of our project?
I wanted her head, but I suppose her past lover's head is not so bad a compromise.
And you can hear just from the ashen lips of this thing, like, it's not fair. It's not fair. He won't let me leave. He won't let me leave. As the saw blade comes down and like just kind of begins to slowly, methodically take this thing off. As like...
Is Ekphelia gonna... Wait, you still have something you can do, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna push myself to hunt. Why not?
Okay.
This is fucking great.
You're just fighting yourself now. I love it. Okay. Okay.
And I have to push myself to do this, so I'm now almost maxed out on stress. And I fail the hunt roll. I push myself to hunt, but this means that I subtract 3 stress. How does this work?
Yeah, because the hunt is just the
hunt just
type of
happens.
is who you get, right? Like, kind of
Right.
the result kind of determines. Were you planning to get Seljak?
He's the closest one. He's the only one I could really get, I think.
I'm going to rule.
What do you
get
think,
Kronz.
GM?
I'm going to rule that because Seljak was acting against you and trying to decapitate you, while you were also trying to absorb his life force, that while you are able to absorb some life force from Seljak, he is able to cut off your head. Does that
Okay.
feel fair?
Fucking hell.
This is so low. I think it's fair. This seems like a culmination of sorts. And, yeah, it's, I'm able to, it's all I can think about. It's like I'm just trying to grasp at whatever. And like, as the blade comes down, suddenly this shape shifts and like, with its last ounce of strength, closes its bizarre maw around Seljak's face. And you see the already slender body kind of like drain a little bit. And this shape resumes some pallor of life. But the saw keeps going. And even as the body kind of shrinks and assumes a more humanoid shape, Seljak's spirit is still animating the frame. And suddenly this mouth that is holding a kiss with Seljak Khan is separated from its trunk. And Seljak is kissing a severed head, the severed head of Ekphelia, no longer enclosing the spirit of Ophelia, which just, you can see like him almost kind of, something seems to flow back into him, and the sore closes as life essence returns to him, perhaps. And as he draws the head away, a face of Ekphelia is there, like in his transparent hands, and just says, "Thank you, Taki."
Oh my
Tears
God.
roll down its eyes and back. And Ekphelia and Ophelia are both well and truly deceased.
Goodbye, Ekphelia. Goodbye, Ophelia. Forever. I want to resolve this. Finally, that's really our ending, but I think a couple more things might be able to happen. Forgive me. That was so beautiful. If hero points were able to be given out, I would give you 7. Now, does Kronz want to do any final thing? Because Kronz has not acted yet.
I think she aids her brother just in bringing this head over to the altar, to this creation,
Body.
to the body.
Very good. Kronz aids her brother. You carry the head over to the body. Tiff Taylor tries to escape from all the cultists
Oh yeah, I forgot.
and get out of the
Whatever.
building.
We're not monsters.
Tiff Taylor fails. The cultists have her. Tiff Taylor No, let go of me. No, help, Valkos, come back. Deming Fry, as you carry the head over to the body, Deming Fry goes, this seems to be the source of the corruption. And unleashes a gout of plasma against the body that is waiting there.
Oh my god.
And rolls 2 6s. Fuck. Deming Fry unleashes a gout of plasma inside the Basilica of the Builder and completely scorches the body you were creating for the Builder. And the entire Basilica goes up in flames, and you hear the Builder scream.
It's deafening. Yeah.
And that's where we'll end for today.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We'll be back next time with a score and some heist work.
That's what this is about, right?
Well, we really do
We're
need...
going into a score?
We might have to go into some character creation.
I don't know what we'll do next time. I really don't, but I think that it might behoove us to have some time pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to thank my players for handling that very complex PvP situation beautifully. And I want to talk to my players about what our next move will be, and you'll find out next week. Until then, thank you, Abu, Ross, and Josephine. This is Haunted City. I'm Jared. See you next week.